The cost of sin also affected women. In Genesis 3:16 it says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." Women now have to suffer when they have childbirth. I remember when my wife had Christophery, the amount of pain that she went through. I don't know how it felt, but my wife does not like medicine. Yet, when she had Christophery, I remember she took the epidural, and that eased her pain. If it had not have been for sin, she would not have had that pain in the first place. She would have been able to have Christophery without feeling any of that pain that she went through. It also cost men, however. In Genesis 3:17 through 19, it says, "And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return to the ground, for out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return." Man now has to work to provide for our families in a harsher condition. Originally, there apparently were no thorns on plants. So guys, imagine your wife gets mad at you and you have to go get flowers to make up to her, and you go and you can just pick a rose. You don't have to worry about pricking your fingers on the thorns. How much better would that be? We wouldn't have to worry when we have to wear a corsage that it's smooth on the stem, instead of stabbing ourselves in the chest with them. We wouldn't have to work to get our food. We would just be able to walk out to a tree, pick off the fruit, and eat. Now, instead, we have to work the ground, we have to till it, we have to add nutrients to the soil to help the plants grow better. All of this came because of our sin. It also cost us being removed from the Garden of Eden. Genesis 3:23 through 24. "Therefore the gods sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned this way and that to keep the way of the tree of life." We cannot find the Garden of Eden, which is really strange if you think about it, because the Bible gives us the location. It says that from this a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. This is in Genesis 2, verses 10 through 14. We find the first was Pison, the second was Gihon, the third was the Hiddekel, and the fourth was the river Euphrates. So we have four rivers. You would think we would be able to find a location where these four rivers meet, but if we've never found it. And part of that, I personally believe, comes from the days of Peleg, which is further down towards Noah. The earth, it says the land was separated. Personally, there is a theory in science that the earth was once one giant mass of land called Pangaea. And the Bible kind of supports that theory, because it says that the land was split in the days of Peleg. So it would make sense that even though we've got these four rivers, we can't find it because the earth is not as it was. And so that's kind of a blessing in disguise if you really think about it, because there are two cherubims at that entrance, plus a flaming sword. We're not allowed to go back in. And I personally would not want to see a flaming sword. I think it'd be cool, but it'd be really, really scary. So we are not able to return to the garden because of our sin. So it's cost man and it's cost woman. But there are some more costs that we'll be looking at in just a bit.